Hey there. Post another video on my aquarium. I posted a video a little bit ago about my auto top-off system. Kind of broke down how that worked, and I've got everything set up, and building up my little bacteria right now so I can get my biological filtration working on my little reef tank. And so I want to post another video on how I'm moving water between my display tank and my sump and how that's all working. So here's my display tank. This one's an ADA 60P. It's about a 16-gallon display tank. Right now there's nothing in the tank except for salt water and bacteria. So nothing much to see, but the good news is it's nice and clean right now. So it's really easy to kind of do a video. So the display tank's right here. In the back, you've got a, I think it's Synergy Reef Ghost Overflow drilled through the back of the tank. This is actually just the lid over here. And then for my return, I used a lily pipe. I just like the way they look. Kind of gives you that kind of cool open look on the sides. So in the tank, I've got a circulation pump moving water around to get flow. But I really want to focus on how the water gets from here down to my sump and show you guys my sump. So first off, I wanted something really quiet. This is really quiet. You can barely hear it. It's moving plenty of water. Let's look back here at the back here. Okay, so you can see here, this is the overflow. And then this is a little box, collector box on the back of the tank. All right, I'm using the bean animal system of 3 channels. This is my full siphon that's doing probably 95% of the water movement. This is my emergency channel, and obviously not involved right now at all. And then right here, I've got my open channel, and in my case, I had it just go straight up to the top layer to try to pick up that water right over the top and skim that top film of water, where you get a lot of things you want to skim out of the aquarium. They form on that air-water boundary. And I actually kind of rounded that tube to try to get it to coat and come down nice and smooth all the way down there, so it's not making any noise of trickling. It's making a little trickling noise now. I've got it a little bit too high, but that's how it works. So this is my 3 channels. That little thing is actually a probe for grounding the display tank. So I'll take you down to the sump cabinet here. Flip the light on real quick. So here's my sump. Again, made by Synergy Reef. They make really nice products. Really happy with them. So overview here, I've got 1, 2, 3 chambers in my sump, along with a kind of a bubble trap right there. So we'll start on the left. This is the full siphon. It's got a true union valve. You definitely want those quick disconnects. And then going down to a gate valve. I'm using a 1-inch gate valve. And then into my first section of my sump, there's my heaters. And then you can see the flow going where the filter socks would be. You can see the water trickling down. I'm not using filter socks because I'm trying to get bacteria, not filter them out. And then coming into this area, this is gonna be my refugium. I've got this ceramic media. I can't remember exactly what the name of it is. It's pretty thick. Trying to develop some bacteria to actually get anaerobic bacteria growing in there to help start breaking down that nitrate, possibly in a nitrogen gas. That'd be awesome. And then this is actually a little Toonsy light here. It's not on right now, but I'll actually have some macroalgae in here eventually, and maybe even little copepods and all kinds of fun going on there. All right, so then this is my open channel. And again, true union valve, you want those so that you can take the thing apart and work on it. And then I kind of create a little valve to actually drop that top skimmed layer right in front of, this is my Toonsy skimmer. It drops it off right there. So, you know, about as close as I can get it to the skimmer, and try to pull a lot of that stuff that's forming on the air-water boundary into the skimmer. And then finally, the last one is the another True Union running down to the emergency. I have never gotten the emergency to actually drain. Even if you were to stop up one of the lines, the returns are so much larger than the water going out of the pump, the line going out of the pump, that any one of these could easily handle it on its own, much less all three. Kind of do a little view in here. There's my return pump. Oh, that's not very clear, is it? Sorry about that. Won't focus. There we go. There's my return pump. I'm using a Toonsy pump. This one is a DC pump and adjustable. I really like the DC pumps. Way easier and safer. And I've got a little bit of silicone tubing there to kind of isolate it. And then it runs up into a little T, and then part of it goes into this little Vertex media reactor, which you can dial into, and then the other part goes up there into some tubing that goes back up to my lily pipe to return it into the aquarium. I want to do a little quick presentation of how sensitive this is, how accurate you can dial it in. So right now you got just a tiny trickle, and I'll shut up for a second and you can hear there's basically no noise. So it's silent. I mean, it's absolutely silent. There's a tiny little trickle of water every once in a while, and you could dial that down if it bothers you. The only thing making noise in here right now is the return pump, and that just sounds like a really quiet hum. You don't notice it once the doors are shut. I mean, it's no louder than maybe the quietest refrigerator you've ever seen. So just to show you here how this works, if I dial it slightly to the right, you're going to see the flow increase on the open channel. So I just dialed that in a little bit. Now I'm going to dial it back and get this tuned in a little better. And that's what I'm saying as far as tuning it. You want that gate valve so that you can tune it exactly where you want it. And then once it's going, it's pretty much set and forget. I'm going to install battery backups for the pump in the display tank, the recirculation pump, and the return pump. So even if we lose power, this will just keep running forever and ever till the battery dies, I guess. And Toonsy does a really nice job with their system for that. You know, you want to have recirculation going because that's what's keeping everything alive and, you know, keeping it working. So yeah, really happy with this system. Being Animal is brilliant. I mean, absolutely brilliant fail-safe system. And you know, other than changing the fact that my open channel actually pulls water off the surface, it's pretty much exactly his design. Yeah, and definitely I like the idea once I get the skimmer going of pulling all that stuff off. So I hope that helps. I'm going to post some other videos on different systems as I get them going and tested, and hopefully this helps somebody else out there. Thanks.